If you've been told just to do Kegels, but you're still leaking, this video is for you. Because many men are doing pelvic floor exercises, but not getting results. And it's not because they're not trying hard enough, it's because they were never taught the details. Today, I'll walk you through the most common mistakes men make when doing Kegels or other pelvic floor exercises and what to do instead. If you're new to this channel, I'm Laura McKaig, pelvic floor physical therapist. I work primarily with men after prostate surgery and men with bladder control problems. Now, these mistakes are extremely common, but fortunately, they're very fixable. You see, pelvic floor exercise and training is not just about strengthening. It's about timing, breathing, coordination, and dosage. Let's go through the 9 biggest mistakes I see. And be sure to watch to the end because mistake number 9 might be something you never thought of before. Mistake number 1, too much squeeze. One big mistake I see, over squeezing, trying to contract the pelvic floor 100% effort every single time. That creates tension, sometimes fatigue, often fatigue, and often worse, leakage. Now, the pelvic floor is mostly an endurance muscle, not a maximum effort power muscle. So think more moderate effort, more controlled effort. This is a subtle movement, not a dramatic one. Mistake number 2, holding your breath. Now, I see this constantly. Men hold their breath when they contract their pelvic floor muscles. And breath holding increases abdominal pressure, and what that does is push downward on the bladder and fights against the pelvic floor. Your pelvic floor should work with your breathing, not against it. So what I recommend, exhale gently during the contraction. That brings us to mistake number 3, breathing backward. Yes, that is a thing, and it does matter how you breathe during your exercises. So many men will inhale when they contract their pelvic floor. That's actually backwards from how the pelvic floor works with your breathing muscle or your diaphragm. And again, that can increase pressure inside the abdomen, making leaking worse. Try a light exhale instead when contracting. Do that, and you can get the pelvic floor working the right way. Mistake number 4, too much too soon. More is not better here. Doing hundreds of Kegels per day straight out of the gate, that doesn't work. In fact, most men I work with can only do 3 to 5 contractions correctly at first. So I suggest start where you're at. For example, if you were just starting at the gym and you'd never worked out before, you probably wouldn't work out or shouldn't work out for an hour. Or if you've never run before, you wouldn't start with a marathon. You would start a lot more slowly. Just like your body when you're starting exercise, your pelvic floor muscles tire out very quickly at first. And no good comes out of working an already tired muscle. Most men actually need fewer but better quality repetitions. Instead of 100, perhaps start with 5 or 10 and work up from there. Mistake number 5, holding it tight with no relaxation. This is a big one. Men often focus on the squeeze or the need to hold it all in, but they forget the release. Muscles, any skeletal muscle, must fully relax between contractions. If they stay tight, they stop working efficiently and they get tired more quickly, and strength requires relaxation cycles. Mistake number 6, training in only one position, which is usually doing your Kegels lying down, and that's it. Now, that could be because that's the easiest position, or that's the only way you learned it. But real life happens in other positions, sitting, standing, lifting, moving from one position to the other. And you really need to train your pelvic floor in all of these positions because that's more functional and it gets you better results. So for example, if you have leakage when you go from sitting to standing, you really need to train the pelvic floor muscle in that particular movement. Mistake number 7, expecting fast results. Pelvic floor improvement is not instant. I'm sorry, I wish it was, but that's just not how it works. Most men see a gradual change over weeks to months, not days. And this is normal and it's kind of expected. Going back to the gym analogy, if you had just started working out with strength training and you'd never done it before, would you honestly and realistically expect to lift like an Olympic powerlifter within 1 week? Of course you wouldn't. You might want to, but that's just not going to happen. Strength training takes time, and the body does need time for that to happen. Mistake number 8, using the wrong muscles. Now, this is probably the second most common mistake that I see. Basically using other muscles to help out the pelvic floor. But in reality, those other muscles just take over the movement and the pelvic floor really doesn't do much. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, think of muscles in the neighborhood of the pelvic floor, such as your glutes, your inner thighs, your lower abdominals, even your low back. In most cases, working those muscles does not help you work the pelvic floor. And often I see people working everything, every one of those muscles, but the pelvic floor, and they wonder why they're still leaking. Mistake number 9. Now, correcting this one could be a game changer. Doing only Kegels for pelvic floor strengthening. This is often the only post-surgery advice given to men. Now, let's face it, you had a pretty major surgery. You need, and I think you deserve, more than just one exercise for recovery. Your body needs retraining as well as just pure strengthening. And often you need to learn or relearn how to use the pelvic floor when lifting, when exercising, when getting out of a chair, even when coughing and sneezing. And this is a real missing link. And it's what I teach patients in my clinic as well as in my online prostate recovery roadmap program. How to get the best recovery ever and get back to really living life on your terms after your surgery. In summary, better pelvic floor training looks like this. Less effort. Using the breath, fewer reps, well executed, adding relaxation in between reps, gradual position and activity progression, and consistency over intensity. If your exercises haven't been working, that doesn't mean you failed. It usually means your strategy needs adjustment. Not more force, not more reps, but maybe better coordination and a little bit more guidance. If you're looking for pelvic floor therapists near you, I do have several directories listed below to help with your search. And if this video helped, let me know in the comments below. What was the most helpful to you? What are some things you're still struggling with? And also, please subscribe for more men's pelvic health education. Pelvic floor exercise and training works when it's done correctly. And your body is capable of improvement at any stage of recovery, even if it's been years later. And if you want to learn how to do Kegels the right way, check out this next video.